Everybody, welcome to Ascendant.com stream right now. Thank you for joining us today. This is a little bit of a pop-up event here, so I hope everyone's having a great day. It's a great Thursday, I guess, evening for you people in the EU on the other side of the world. Most of the people on stream are on the other side of the world. I'm here in North America, but welcome. Excited to have you here. This stream is a little bit different. Usually our streams are going to be a few things from talking about ranked, talking about our game philosophy, things that we've updated in the game over time. But we wanted to take a quick step back and really take a look at the meat and potatoes, the beautiful, amazing aesthetic designs that we have in Ascendant. Something I think a lot of our players, you guys, really notice about Ascendant is just how vibrant, how beautiful, how 80s core it is. I don't know if 80 core is a word, but I just made it up right now. But we see all of this really cool stuff, and it's thanks to these fine gentlemen that we have on screen here. Hi, everybody. How are we doing today?
Good.
Hey.
Good. Pleasure.
Awesome. Let's do a quick roundtable of introductions. Let's start with the guy above me, Mr. Big Man Gabor.
Yes, that's my name. My name is Gabor Fixai. I'm the art director of the Ascendant game. I'm a pretty old furniture in the battlefield, so that's my role here, to carrying all of the visual things, mostly the visual things, from the concept art, guiding through the whole assets until the 3D stuff, and of course, part of my job to take care of the VFX stuff, UI stuff, also the 3D stuff.
Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill, huh?
Pretty big.
All right, let's go into the fine gentleman right to your right here, Marcus.
Pleasure to meet you. So I'm the art producer at PlayFusion, which means that I'm facilitating all the art production work. I work closely with the artists in both internally and also externally. And with the gentlemen here on this presentation, I work with on a daily basis, I would say. And I've been in the games industry for 20 years or something like that. And now we're having fun developing Ascendant.com. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and last but not least, Cavi.
Hey, nice to meet you all. I'm the principal character artist on the team. I deal with everything to do with characters and creatures. Mainly the asset creation part of it. It goes on to animation and also some guys to implement as well. As Marcus said, we work closely together with Gabor as well. And I've also been in the industry for a while. I've worked with a lot of the guys in the company back in the days of Jagex, working on RuneScape and Transformers, and here at PlayFusion. That's me.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for your introductions right there. I do want to learn just a quick little bit more. As a gamer, we look to you guys as what we would call the fathers of the things that we're interested in. Unironically too, like whenever we play the games that we do it in a way that really speaks to our core, really speaks to who we've become today. I'm literally wearing a Sonic, like Shadow the Hedgehog shirt right here, and we all can agree he's the coolest looking character, and there's a person behind that design. Tell us a little bit more about the things that got you into the industry, that bring you here today, and also I would love to know everybody's favorite video game here, because that's a big deal in the gaming community if you didn't know. Let's start with Gabor.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I'm a long time ago working in that battlefield. So just I came from the traditional side of the visuality, because so originally I'm illustrator, graphic artist, and I've done a lot of illustration for the Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, World of Warcraft, also for the Hearthstone. I had a chance to participate for the Style Guide for the Magic the Gathering game.
Mm-hmm.
Also starting as a game developer more than a decade in the territory of the US. So I started in Boston area in a independent startup company. We made the Facebook game, and after made a pretty short excursion for the slot machine industry in Reno, Nevada, and after moved to California to the Activision and started to work on the Skylanders Battlecast game, and also work on at the Niantic company, Niantic Lab, on the Pokemon Go, and after also the collaboration with the Wizard of the Coast, we made the Spacelingers game, and after moved back to Europe, back to Hungary, back to Budapest, and right now I'm working with that British company as an art director, and I'm very happy that I can work with them.
Awesome. You said Niantic, you said Pokemon. If it's not clear, I'm a pretty big Pokemon guy over here. I even got like tattoos all over me, so I'll have to pick your brain after this call. Hear a little bit more about your veteran stories back there. Favorite video game? You've got a lot of talent, but do you have the skill? Do you have any favorite video games that come to mind?
It's it's a big surprise for you. What is my favorite video game? So this is a very old game that was the first-person shooter game, what we are calling Wolfenstein.
No
So
way, Wolfenstein! What an
Yes,
absolute great game, actually. I'm not old enough to be playing the older Wolfensteins. I've only played the newer ones by Machine Games, I believe. But no, fantastic. Actually, that's pretty cool that you've got a little boomer shooter in you. That's awesome.
Just I would like to fix you. I'm not boomer. Just after 2 weeks, so I'm X. So actually,
Okay, all
so
right. Wolfenstein.
almost boomer.
Almost boomer. Okay, not just there yet, just like borderline. We'll call it that. Marcus,
Yes.
let's move over to you, man. Tell us a little bit more about your history, and would love to know your video game is as well. Your favorite video game is.
Yeah, like I said, I started in the games industry for 20 years ago. But before that, I was heavily into the Commodore 64 demo scene. So I don't know if you're aware about the old computer called Commodore 64, but
I hate to say that I'm not familiar. I'm glad that I have headphones in, because whatever you just said would have probably made something float in my room.
Yeah, but it's an 8-bit computer, and I was having a lot of fun with it and played a lot of games as well. Back then, it was one of my favorite games was California Games, but eventually I got into the games industry, and I've always been a gamer myself, and I would say that during as the years goes by, there is different categories of games that I play. So I can have a period of playing a lot of FPS shooters, like Assassin's obviously, Call of Duty. I had another favorite game like 10 years ago was Left 4 Dead. I enjoyed that one really much. And also enjoy playing video games with my daughter, but that is mostly Nintendo Switch games.
Okay,
So
all right.
yeah.
Are we launching a set on Nintendo Switch? I'm putting you in a corner right now. Give me an answer right now. You don't have to answer that. I'm just kidding with you. All right, so thanks for that. Cavi, you're next. What's the history? What's the favorite game?
Yeah, well, like Marcus, started a while ago. I mentioned started back in Jagex with the guys, but prior to that, gaming wise, yeah, I was around those times, Marcus, with a Commodore 64. I had a ZX Spectrum. Used to, load up the cassettes and put them in and listen to the noise and of them loading up, having to wait 20 minutes and start it again. The tape gets chewed up. Yeah, so been playing games like most of my youth really, and got into got the Master System, the Mega Drive, and all the Nintendo 64. Just each new one came out, and I made sure to get them. And I play quite a lot of different types of games. I have to say, beat 'em ups are one of my favorites. Street Fighter, I played crazy amount in the arcades, along with Virtua Fighter, and Tekken, and all those sort of things. Those were the days when I used to always go down to the arcades in central London and just hang about there all day. But when it comes to like my most favorite game, I would say it'd have to be Zelda Ocarina of Time on the N64. That's the one that I don't know. It was something about the time in my life then.
It's all about like where you were at the time, not so much as
Yeah,
the game
yeah,
itself.
yeah,
No, I
yeah,
totally know what you
yeah.
mean. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Gabor, it looks like you're right. You aren't the boomer here. I would say Marcus and Cavi probably uphold that title much better than you do here, considering that you like to play on really old, what's the word, like fossil technology. So, thanks guys so much for that. When it comes to video games, right, knowing who is behind the scenes is really great, and I'd imagine y'all guys aren't like most millennials and Gen Zers, such as myself, who are constantly on social media talking about your day. So getting to know y'all is a real treat for us, especially when it comes to playing the game that you're looking forward to the most. So thanks so much for sharing that. I think we're ready to get started by moving into today's agenda. So, for those who are tuning in right now, this stream, like I mentioned at the beginning, is a little bit special because we're really diving deeper into particularly character design. The character design for Ascendant, if you've seen it, if you've played it, you could already tell that not just is the aesthetic and the design very particular, very unique compared to any other shooter on the market today, but there's so much detail that goes into not just what you see, but how you customize it as well. And the team here puts in a lot of work, a lot of fantastic work that really allows you to have autonomy and a lot of great ways for you to represent yourself in the game. I don't personally think that there's any other shooter that gives you the customization abilities that we do, but it all starts somewhere. It starts on a piece of paper, and then it starts to grow and develop. So what we're going to be talking about today is our process of character design and how the team here develops it, moves it around, makes this entire factory of gears spin. So what I really want to quickly start on before we dive into the presentation I have here, I want to quickly pick your brain, Gabor, about where do you start whenever it comes to designing characters for Ascendant? How does designing a character for Ascendant start with either you or anybody else on the team? Talk me through the process, please.
Yeah, so of course, every kind of design work is a teamwork. So we had a chance to working with great character concept artists. And they are very, very talented guys, very talented persons with fresh ideas, new approaches. So it's a big benefit and a big honor to working with them. So something about the background, the style of our unique style of our game. So the most important thing, what I would like to emphasize, so our game is not cyberpunk game. So that's the most important. It's biopunk. So how we can describe it from any other sci-fi-ish game. there is a very, very important thing. The background story, first of all. So everything in this world fueled by biojuice. That biojuice is heating up your energy cell, heating up or fueling up your gun, gives you breathable air. So everything is based on that biojuice. And that's the key thing, what we have to show every character and somehow implementing every character, what we are developing. And there are some other important things. So because of the storyline is we have to emphasize the 80s feeling, 80s additional element. So almost every character, the clothing, what they are wearing is coming from that very nice age and area, and we're just trying to mixing up and building up together that new technology, and we're trying to recreate or create something new, something out of box things, what you cannot see in visually. That this is the main goal in character development.
Yeah, so to summarize, right, you start with what the source of powering things begins, which is the biojuice that you're talking about. And from how biojuice changes individual culture, right? So it's like we're seeing like how this biojuice influences the 80s, and even the other way around. It's how the 80s also influences the biojuice. I know for a particular reason that lore-wise, things are set this way specifically, but it's really interesting to see how your team is able to grab things out straight from the 80s, probably some stuff that you would have worn, Gabor, straight from the 80s, and then put it into something that feels like you'd actually wear this in real life, maybe here. I'm not saying I would that out just yet,